This next tune we're going to look at is a classic called Pancho and Lefty by Mr. Townes Van Zandt. And what I've done with this transcription is I've taken the intro and the verse and the chorus, just one intro, one verse, and one chorus from the recording of Townes' performance live at the Old Quarter. And I know that Tice Rippey really wanted to learn this one. So, Tice, I hope this is enough. I didn't have enough time to go and transcribe the whole thing verbatim, as Townes does a lot of different things on every time he makes a pass through a verse or a chorus or another solo section. And that would take me weeks, man. I would like to. Which is kind of the cool thing about Townes as well, is that he's got a lot of subtleties to his playing. Alright, so here we go. Let's run through it and then we'll break it down. Okay. Living on the road, my friend, it's gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron and your breasts as hard as kerosene. Once your mama's only boy, what a favorite one it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. You sink into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. Horse was as fast as polished steel. Wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying word, and that's the way it goes. All the fed, all they say, they could have had him any day. Only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. Alright, let's break this down, and notice I'm capoed up here at the first fret. So all the fret names, like fret 1, 2, and 3, will all be compared to capo as we break this down. Also, in the right hand, I'm going to refer to my thumb as thumb, and my index as 1, and my middle as 2. And I'm only using 3 fingers for this song as far as my finger style. And I'm not going to get too bogged down in what strings I'm playing, as you can see what strings I'm playing in the other camera. Alright, here we go. I start off with this phrase with a C chord. What I'm doing is I'm going thumb, 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 index, middle. And notice when I use that hammer on, I'm hammering on string 4, and my middle finger, my left hand's coming up, and then hammering on back open to 2nd fret. So I've got. Now my next phrase is, and I'm going thumb, thumb 1, then I've got to pinch strings 1 and 5, and my pinky goes down in my left hand to fret 3, and I pinch once and then pull off with my pinky to open. Then thumb, index. Yeah, let's do that again. Thumb, index, that last index I'm hitting open B string. Right, so that's how we're opening up the intro. I'm going to go to my G and I'm going to play this. Thumb, 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 2, thumb, 1. That's our first measure. And then thumb, thumb, 2. Now this second measure, I'm hitting the bass, right? Then thumb again, middle finger on open E. Now my left hand, I set up by going pinky 3rd fret, and I'm going to hit thumb, middle. Middle's on the B string, then thumb, middle again, get rid of that pinky in the left, and then put your index down on the 1st fret. So far we have right. Now for this F chord, I'm going to grab a Mississippi John Hurt F chord. And what I'm doing is I'm using these 3 fingers to grab the F shape. Index, middle, ring on strings 2, 3, and 4 on frets 1, 2, and 3. Right? And I'm wrapping my thumb over the 1st fret, again all compared to capo. Now I'm going to do this lick here. And what I do is I do thumb, thumb, all in the right hand, index, and when I hammer on my index, right, when I use my index and hammer on my middle, I hammer on and then my thumb hits the E string as soon as that hammer on falls back down, right? Now I'm going to do middle, thumb, 1. So here's that phrase. Right. Then I have this lick in F here. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching strings 2 and 6 with my thumb in my middle. And then my pinky in my left hand is going to the 3rd fret. And I'm bending up just a little bit, just putting a little stank on it. And then I'm going thumb, middle again, with my pinky off. And thumb, 1, thumb, index. Yep, thumb, 1 again. So. And that last note, I'm lifting up my middle, I'm playing an open G string. Alright, so both those measures are as so. Good. Now I'm finishing off with 2 measures of A minor, and I'm going to go thumb, 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 2, thumb, 1, thumb, 2, thumb, 1. Then I'm going to do that little hammer on at the end. So at the end there, what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of this A minor shape, and I'm lifting up my middle, getting rid of my ring, and hammering on the 2nd fret on the A string with my thumb, then thumb 1 on the open G, thumb, and then index on the B. So that whole phrase. Right. So there's our intro. Here it is real slow. Good. Now we start off this verse and I'm playing my C chord, and I'm going to do this pattern here. Here's 2 measures. So I start off thumb, 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 2, thumb, 1, thumb, thumb. Then I'm going to hammer on my middle finger in my left hand, 0 to 2. Then index on G, then middle finger on open B, no index on my left hand for that last note. Now I'm in my G chord, and I'm grabbing my G chord like this, like a C chord, with my ring finger closest to my chin, then my middle, pinky closest to my feet. But really, I don't even need to use these 2 fingers, as for the time being in this next phrase, I'm not playing any of those strings. So here's my next phrase. So what I'm doing here is I'm going thumb, thumb, thumb 1, thumb 1. Second measure, thumb, thumb. Now I'm going to set up my left hand by putting my pinky on the 3rd fret, high E, and my index on the B string, 1st fret. So I play this phrase here. What I'm doing is thumb, 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 middle, thumb 1 in my right hand. Thumb, thumb, thumb 2, thumb 1. Right? So those two phrases of G. Right. So it's kind of like a G sus chord, and this is the sus note here with my index finger for that last bit of the phrase. Now I'm back into my F chord, and here's the first measure. Pretty simple. Thumb, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1. Now I'm going to do this similar to the intro. I pinch strings 2 and 6 with my thumb in my middle. Then I hammer on my pinky left hand to the 3rd fret. Then thumb, get rid of that pinky, middle, thumb 1, thumb open. Yeah. And that last open I'm playing with my index in my right hand. So, right. Back to my C chord. Thumb pinch now with on strings 2 and 4 with your thumb and middle. Oops. Right, so there's my first phrase, thumb, pinch, thumb, thumb 1. Now back to my G, and I'm going to do a similar phrase as we've seen before with that sus. And what I'm doing here is I'm going, setting up with my pinky 3rd fret on the B string, and I'm going thumb, thumb index in my right hand, thumb middle, thumb. Now my index comes down in my left hand to the 1st fret on string 2. Right, so I have right. Okay. A lot of stuff in here, huh? Tice, is it worth it? Okay. Here's F. Back to F, and I'm doing this phrase, thumb, thumb, thumb 2, thumb 1. And then I'm going to do this phrase, thumb, pinch, thumb 1. Now I'm going to play the open D and G string, get rid of my ring in my middle of my left hand. All right, so I have thumb, pinch, thumb 1, thumb 1. Okay, so thumb, thumb, thumb 2, thumb 1, thumb, pinch, thumb 1, thumb 1 to finish off that last phrase. Right. Okay, now we're back into our C chord, and here's the phrase. One we've already seen before, thumb, pinch with thumb and 2nd finger, then thumb 1, thumb 2. Back to my F, thumb, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1. Another phrase that I think we've seen before somewhere. Just a simple Travis picking pattern there. Right. Now we're in our A minor chord, and we're going to do this. And I'm going thumb, thumb 2, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1. Alternating those bass strings with my thumb. Now this is a pretty cool lick. And what I'm doing here is I'm starting in this F shape here with my left hand, index on the 1st fret, ring on the B string, ring on the 3rd fret on the D string. My G string is open, I don't have any fingers on it. And I'm walking down this phrase. And what I'm doing is I'm using my thumb in my middle, thumb 2, thumb 2, right? What I did is I got rid of my ring finger in my left hand, moved my middle back to the 2nd fret on the D string, then open, just your index is holding on. And now I put my pinky on the 3rd fret, my left hand, on the B string. Then I play open G in my right hand with my index and then middle finger. So I have right. Whew. Falling asleep a little bit. Alright, now I'm back into my G chord, and this is kind of an interesting phrase. And what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing this similar shape that we've seen, but now we're going to put our index on the first fret high E. So I grab thumb on the E string, right hand, right, thumb, index. Notice my left hand is grabbing the pinky third fret on the B. Then thumb, middle, index is down on the high E. Then my thumb's going to go all the way to the G string, and then I'm going to play this open high E string with my middle. Kind of a weird phrase. Now I'm going to tack on 2 beats of G here, so just a 2/4 measure, and I'm going thumb, index, thumb, 1. So my index is all on the B string right now in my right hand, right? So I grab pinky on the 3rd fret, B again, thumb, index, then thumb goes to the D string in my right hand, and now I'm going to grab the 1st fret on the B string, right? So I have that whole G phrase is again, right, good. Now I'm back into my F chord, and I'm just going to roll, do a Travis picking pattern here, right, where I'm going thumb 2, thumb 1, and then thumb 2, and then I'm going to open up these last 2 strings, the D and the G, thumb 1. Good. Now I'm in my A minor, right. Now I can do this similar phrase going into the chorus or back into the verse, where I hammer on my middle finger, 2nd fret on the A string, then thumb on G, then index on the B string, and that puts me back into either the verse again or the chorus. If not, I can just maintain this same Travis picking pattern over A minor. Right, or